so on this page, we get to have fun again with stickers. Okay, these are the 10 makot stickers. Okay, they'll be in your craft bag. And make sure you put the right ones in the right place. I'm going to sing you a little song, which is on your daily songs that you're supposed to sing every day. But here it is again. Dam, blood, svardeya, frogs, kinim, lice, or of wild animals, dever, sickness of cattle. Shchin, boils, barad, hail, arbe, grasshoppers, choshech, darkness, makat, bechorot, death of the firstborn. 10 makot, 10. The Mitzrim were punished again and again. 10 makot, 10. The Mitzrim were punished again and again. And you're going to take each of those stickers and, of course, peel them off. Make sure to put them in the right spot. Just notice that each sticker has on it the word dam, match with dam, tzvardeya, match with tzvardeya, kinim, match with kinim. If you match everything with the words under it, then you won't put anything in the wrong spot. So make sure you look at the sticker to see what it says, shrin, and you match it with shrin. Barad, match with barad. Arbe, match with arbe. Okay? And these are the 10 plagues that Hashem brought on the Egyptians. And we learned them in Parsha. In case you forgot them, Hashem made the water of the Nile turn to blood when Aaron, Moshe's brother, hid it, and the Jews had water, but the Egyptians did not. Hashem made a big frog, which spat out many, many frogs all over Egypt, come out of the Nile River when Aaron hit the Nile River. And then lice, when Aaron hit the sand, lice came out of the sand and came all over Egypt. These 3 were done by Aaron, because Hashem didn't want Moshe to hit the water, because the water saved him as a baby, and the sand helped him bury the Egyptian that he had to kill when he saved the Jew's life that the Egyptian was beating up. Arov, wild animals, came when Hashem warned Paro, and Paro did not listen, so Hashem sent wild animals. Dever again came from Hashem. And then Shchin, boils, came from a really exciting miracle that Moshe and Aaron took the dirt, the soot, in a oven, ashes of an oven called a furnace, and they put it, each of them took 2 handfuls, and Moshe took them all in one hand, which was a miracle, and threw it up to the sky, and Hashem made that black ash spread all over Egypt and rain down on the people, which is also a miracle. And then when it touched their skin, gave them boils, but the Jews did not have it. And borrowed hail, Hashem sent hail to strike all of Egypt and break their buildings, and anyone who was out in the field got hurt. But the hail was miracle hail. It had fire inside. It had ice with fire inside. Arbe, grasshoppers came. Big, gigantic clouds of grasshoppers came and ate all of the food left over in Egypt. Choshech, the Egyptians had 6 days of darkness. And the darkness, the last 3 days, was so thick they couldn't even move. And Makat Bechorot, their firstborn, died while Hashem passed over the homes of the Jewish people. Those are the 10 plagues. Now, just for extra coloring fun, we have the 10 makot that you can color the scenes. You can color the blood in the river and the blood in the bottles. You can color the frogs and the lice. Now, a couple of interesting things. Okay, first of all, I'm going to write down what you're going to write down in these spots over here. And you can pause the video when you're writing down. So over here, we're going to write dam. Oopsie, that was a little too thick. Let's make that a little bit thinner. So here you're going to write dam, right? And which, of course, means blood. You could write it in regular script if you want. Okay, over here, you're going to write, right? You're going to write Sfardeya, right? So you're going to write Sfardeya, Sfar. Oops, I forgot a dalid. Dea. Okay, or in regular, you can write like this. Sfar. Sfar. Dea. Okay? And then on the bottom one, you're going to write kinim, or in regular script, kinim. Now, here's something interesting. Another interesting thing. On the side, it says Dalid Tzadik Kaf Sofit. Actually, that is an acronym. An acronym, a Rashi Tevot. That means that the first letter of the word is each of the letters. So Dalid stands for the Makkah of Dam. Tzvar Tzadik stands for, you guessed it, Tzvar Dea. And the Chaf Sofit stands for Kinim. Yeah, I know the Chaf Sofit doesn't belong at the beginning of a word. Really, it should be Kinim like this, right? Okay, so the Tzach is Dam Tzvar Dea Kinim. And we're going to see that each of the Makot has this type of a memory trick to remember. So if you say the Tzach is Dam Tzvar Dea Kinim. Now the next three makot also have a memory trick. Adash. Adash stands for, Ayin stands for arov, wild animals. Daled stands for dever, animal disease. And Shin stands for shechin, boils. Okay? So that's the memory trick there. Now you're going to do the same thing over here. On these, you're going to color it. And over here, where we're doing the arov, so you're gonna write either in script like this, arov, right? Or you can write in regular words, arov. Okay, you can do that, and then by the number 5, you're gonna write dever, animal disease, right? Dever. Okay. Now, by the way, all of these pages, there's a folder, a link that I emailed your parents. All of these pages are separate. So if my video is too fast or pausing it is too annoying for you, you can find these pages as an image. Okay, shechin, or you want to do it this way, shechin, okay, boils. Of course, once you've finished writing it in, you can color the page. And on the last page over here, we have the last 4 plagues, which has a memory trick, bi'achab, because it stands for, you guessed it, bet stands for, let's do a different color. Bet stands for barad. The Alef stands for harbeh, the grasshoppers. The Chet stands for choshech. Oops, that vav came a little funny there. Let's just erase it and make it again, right? Here we go. Choshech. And finally, Bechorot, the plague of the firstborn. Okay, and you're going to write that in by each of them. So by the number 7, you're going to write Barad, hail. Okay, now if you don't know how to write cursive yet, you can write Barad. Barad, hail. If by number 8, you're going to write Arbeh. Arbeh for grasshoppers, or with regular script, Arbeh, grasshoppers. Or for but number 9, you're going to write Choshech. Choshech, you could write it like that, or you can spell it without the vav if you want. Okay. And finally, number 10 is Makat Bechorot. Makat Bechorot. The plague of the firstborn, or you could write it without cursive. Makat Bechorot. Okay, so now you have the 10 plagues. Now, remember I told you that a lot of that we have a custom to take the wine cup, okay, when you do this, and to spill out each of the plagues when you say the name of the plague, to spill out one drop. Right? You spill it out into your bowl, into the bowl of that you used for your wine, and afterwards it's a custom to get rid of that wine. That wine is considered impure. Tamei, many people get it off the table and they dispose of it. Okay, and actually I heard that in the Iranian community, someone once told me that they considered that wine cursed wine, and they would take it and throw it at their enemy's house or something. Okay, that's maybe a little silly, but we definitely consider that wine. A lot of people consider that wine like it's the wine of the plague, so we don't want it. It's not something we want to drink, right? Okay, so now there's something else that's really cool. I want to show you a little craft that we can make. Remember, we cut out that little. Remember we had a little cutout that has the initials the Tzach Adash Be'achab on it. There is a midrash that says that Moshe Rabbeinu's stick that he hit the Nile River had on it these initials, the Tzach Adash Be'achab for Dam Tzfardei Akinim, Arov Dever Shchin Bard Arbe Choshech and Bechorot, the initials of the 10 plagues. So to remind us of this midrash, we made a little bookmark. So you have in your craft bag a blue pipe cleaner, and you could take the pipe cleaner and tie it onto the binding. You have like the spiral binding in the back of your Haggadah. Oops, that should not be red. It should be black, right? Let's make it black, right? So you tie that blue end. You tie it on one side, and then it sticks over. Okay, now this one over here, what I want you to do is I want you to take a popsicle stick, and I want you to take that paper with the initials and color it blue, because according to the Midrash, Moshe's stick was also blue. Now reminding you, you're going to find that stick to cut out on that paper over there. We're not going to use that one, but you're going to have it over here, and you're going to cut it out, and then you're going to take it on a popsicle stick, and you're going to glue it on, and you'll tie the end of the pipe cleaner around it so it keeps it on. Okay, and then you could actually use it as a prop at your seder. You can take the stick and you can hit the water with it, hit the water in the picture and have a little fun telling the story. Okay, so that's just an added fun for this part. One more cool thing I want to teach you about the plagues. On the next page, we have Midah Keneged Midah. Remember we learned that in the story of Purim, that Vashti got punished on Shabbat because she was mean to the Jewish girls and made them break Shabbat. Well, Hashem punishes someone measure for measure, or Hashem rewards someone measure for measure. Whatever you did, you get back. If you did something good, you get exactly that type of reward back. If you did something bad, you can get the same thing back. So how did Hashem punish the Egyptians? Why did Hashem give them these specific 10 makot? So here's a nice explanation. You could share this at your Seder if you want. So blood. The Mitzrim did not let the Yidden, those are the Jews, wash up with water. So their water turned to blood. Okay, that was one explanation. So they lost their water. Another one is Tzfardeya, frogs. The Mitzrim screamed at the Yidden, so the Tzfardim, the frogs, croaked and screamed very loud, so it drove the Egyptians crazy with screaming, just like they drove the Jews crazy with screaming. Kinim, lice. The Mitzrim made the Yidden clean the streets from dust, so the dust turned into lice. Okay? And also another one is I heard that the Egyptians did not let the Jews wash themselves, so the Jews got lice, now the Egyptians got lice. Arov, wild animals. The Mitzrim made the Yidden, the Jews, catch wild animals, so Hashem sent wild animals to punish them. Dever, the Mitzrim made the Jewish people watch their animals, so Hashem made their animals die, so the Jews had a break from work. Shchin, boils. The Mitzrim beat the Jews and gave them sores, so they got sores. That means they got boo-boos. Barad, the Mitzrim made the Jewish people plant gardens and orchard, so the Barad, the hail, destroyed all of it. So Hashem said, you're not going to enjoy making the Jews, my people, work and plant you nice gardens. I'm going to destroy it with the hail. Arbe, the locusts. The Mitzrim made the Jewish people work in the fields, planting their food. So Hashem made the locusts eat up their food. Choshech, the Mitzrim made the lives of the Jewish people dark with suffering, so they were punished with darkness. And Makat Bechorot, the Mitzrim didn't let the Jewish people, who are Hashem's Bechor, firstborn, go out of Mitzrayim, so their Bechorim died. Actually, it's interesting, if you look in the Chumash and the story of how Moshe came to Paro, one of the first things Hashem told Moshe to tell Paro, before any makot, if Paro would have listened, he wouldn't have had any makot. Hashem said, Paro, shalach atami, let out my people, v'yavduni, and they will serve me. And if you don't send my people out, right, I'm going to kill your firstborn. Why? Because the Bnei Yisrael are my Hashem's firstborn. So Hashem already told Paro at the beginning, before he warned him about blood or frogs or lice, that would be the end plague. But Paro did not believe it or did not listen. He was so wicked, and that's why he got that punishment. So now you know all about the 10 plagues and why Hashem chose those specific plagues. Actually, there's another explanation the Medrash gives, is that this was like the way you do war. When you do war, the first thing you want to do is cut off the enemy's water, right? And then you want to make a lot of noise with your army, with your trumpets to scare them, okay? And etc., etc. So the Hashem was making a war with the Egyptians. So these are some ideas about the 10 plagues.